Hi there, movie readers. Welcome back. It is 1984, so who are you going to call? You're going to call Ghostbusters. Written by Richard Mueller. This is a double bill featuring Edna Haar's version also of Ghostbusters 2. This was printed in 2020, and this was the only way that I could afford that particular version. The original version, shown here, is way too much money at the moment. And so I have to settle for this, which is great because it means at least I get to reread it. Next I have, Ghostbusters again, this time by Larry Milne, printed by Corgi Books. This is actually the UK edition and a different version from Richard Mueller. Now I've read both of these and I can definitely say that Richard Mueller's version is a lot better. Larry Milne's is rather a straightforward conversion of the screenplay with very little added in terms of sort of dialogue or any background information. I think at some point this is calling for a head-to-head video featuring both. What do you think, guys? So this one though does have some nice colour stills in the centre, including, oh yes, a lovely picture of Sigourney Weaver. So it wasn't unusual for some novelizations to have two authors, usually one for the UK and one for the United States. This Larry Milne offering is actually sort of 10 a penny in the UK. You can find these quite easily and quite cheaply. But the Richard Mueller one goes, can be up to £100. So thanks to Titan Books, they have saved the day somewhat. Next I have Gremlins, written by George Gipe. This is published by Corgi Books as well. We also have some colour inserts again. Do like these. Sorry, I'm going through this backwards because I'm a lefty. So there we go. I don't know how many versions of this there have been. Have a quick little look. This one's a first edition, so there's no other printing history. The interesting thing about Gremlins is that I've read this several years ago, but it does feature the background history of the Mogwais. If anyone's interested, if you're a big fan and you haven't read it, I suggest you read it. Next I have The Last Starfighter by Alan Dean Foster. There's a separate video on this on my channel. This one is printed by Target Books. The US version is printed by Berkeley. Features pretty much the same cover, only different publisher in the corner, and the text is blue. I'll show you a little picture there. Next, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom by James Caan. This is published by Sphere Books. And this one's illustrated edition with, again, there you go, I'll try and do it from the right, shall I? Here we go, some colour stills. And my flicking skills aren't as good this way. I do believe that Caan managed to expand some of the dialogue and dialogue and background of the character of Willie and Short Round in this, but I've yet to give it a read. Maybe one day I'll include that in a video. Next I have Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. This is printed by Pocket Books. This is the US version. Came across this in a charity shop on one of my little jaunts. This was actually with Monkey Boy. He was there with me when he picked up his bargain of the year with his Masters of the Universe purchase. Do like these, the cover art on some of these. Sometimes I prefer it when it's not the poster and you get this artwork instead. Lastly, I have V by Anne Crispin, who would later go on to do the Alien Resurrection novelization. This is published by New English Library. This is one of her earliest, perhaps, novelizations. It's one of those terrific, great sci-fi TV series, which when it first aired, I wasn't old enough to stay up and watch that. That came on after my bedtime. Sadly, no colour inserts, because that would have been quite nice to have seen. Right, that is all I have in my collection for 1984. Thank you very much. Stay tuned, and until next time, thank you very much and goodbye.